everyone, it's time for episode 2 of Ow, Let's Try This. So the first episode I had a couple weeks ago was about hips and hip pain and how to stretch and relax your way into some relief. Today is going to be about shoulders and arms. So this is mainly for a lot of people that maybe don't do a whole lot to stretch and increase the mobility in their shoulders, or for a lot of people that tend to spend a lot of their days in one fixed position, like those at a desk, sitting like this, okay? It's not doing a whole lot for the mobility in your shoulders or your arms, and, by sitting and typing and, doing your work at a desk or whatever, that increases a lot of the tension that you have, especially in your wrists and your forearms, and a lot of that can travel all the way up. So with working with musicians for the last 20 or so years, I've actually had a lot of cases where that has been the issue of a whole bunch of different pains that we've had to work through about how to get things to actually relax so that they can play their instrument more effectively and reduce the risk of tendonitis and carpal tunnel. Since becoming a certified personal trainer, a lot of the things that I was working with students then actually became confirmed, and now I feel super confident giving them the actual strategies and tips towards how to stretch their way out of potential issues. Now I get to work on that with anybody. So let's get started. So the first one I want to do, first I'm in front of a wall on purpose because the wall can provide that extra guidepost, I guess, when getting range of motion. We want to make sure that we're going all the way back, okay? All the way up for sure when we're doing some of these certain stretches. This can feel really, really high, but as you can see from the side profile, it's not all the way up. We want to increase range of motion because increased range of motion can decrease stress, tension, stiffness, and then actual mobility too. Alright, so the first one I want to do is actually the one I was just showing you. So I'm standing straight up next to the wall, and my arms are going all the way back so that I can touch. And just with the last video, I want you to do the breathing as well. So we're gonna start with 3 breaths, okay? So 3 all the way in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, 4. All of these should feel better and better as you keep going. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Last one. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Okay, and down. When you come out of these stretches, always make sure you're releasing the stretch slowly, because your arms may not be used to being in this position, and if you just go wah like that, that might actually hurt. So take it easy, guys, if these are motions that you're not used to. Alright, next one, I love this one. It's called the clock stretch. So it's basically, take one of your arms, I'm going to be doing this on both sides, and this one is not one that you necessarily count for, but you find a high point, and then this is why I have a corner wall that I'm working with. And I'm going to actually just walk past it. So that is actually taking my arm behind. And I keep walking until I can't hold on anymore, okay? Alright, now I'm going to come back. So basically my arm is going around in a circle, much like a clock. When I do this one, I do this maybe about 3 times on each side, slowly. Okay. And I'll step back. I'll do this one more time. Listen to my lovely squeaky floor. Alright. Now with this one is obviously going to be a little bit trickier. So, let's see, maybe what I'll do is I'll go this way. Okay? Okay, so just kind of keeping myself focused on that corner. And if you end up using the same corner of a wall over and over again, you probably will want to make sure that you wash your hands first, because, fingerprints on painted walls, it's not always the best thing. Okay. this is the third time, right? It feels like the third time. Alright, so that's the clock stretch then. Okay, the third one that I'm going to have for you is, I don't know that there's really an official name for it, but I always thought of it as like the hang forward stretch. So, you find that upper place on a wall again, and then you hinge at the hips specifically, and you try to be able to rest your chest against the wall. This is a good one for breathing, but be careful not to overdo it. So, we'll do 3 breaths for this one as well. So, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Come out of it slowly. Alright, and then we'll do the other side. Ooh, I can really feel that. If you've been doing these along with me, take a moment and notice the difference between your 2 shoulders. Whoa. Alright, other side. Okay, lean into it slowly. Try to get your chest to touch the wall. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, relax it into the stretch, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, come out of it slowly. Alright, now you should start to feel some evenness. Yes, this feels nice. This is a good stretch. Okay, and then the next 2 are actually going to be more for the forearms. So with this, basically are going to stick your hands straight out in front of you. Try to make a nice 90-degree angle. Okay, and put very light pressure on your wrists. Okay, if you don't really feel any kind of stretch, move them down a little bit. I do not feel much of a stretch, but then this is one that I do a little bit more often, okay? So, there we go. So that, looking at the video of myself, this is actually a very, very good angle for me. Higher could be a little less pressure for you, or more. Everybody's a little bit different. Lower for you could be better too. This, you can see my wrists are not touching, so this is not a good place for me. So I want to get where my wrists are actually going to touch so that I can feel the wall kind of pushing back on my wrists. Okay. I'm going to start again. Okay, so now I got my sweet spot here. Okay, what you're going to do then is, move a little bit further back so I have room, you want to actually rotate your wrists around very slowly. Okay, so that way there's more of a turning. Your elbows may sink in, but the feeling that you're looking for is a gentle stretch in your forearms. Okay, I can go all the way around. Doesn't mean you should. You are doing it right if you feel the gentle stretch in your forearms. And that's going to be, it's going to look different for every individual, okay? Now at this point my wrists are not touching the wall anymore. They're popped up by just a little bit, and that's okay. I feel the gentle stretch, I feel the release, that's what we're going for. Now I've been talking for this whole time, I should have been actually breathing, but that's probably about enough time. I'm going to slowly rotate back around. I'm going to release for just a moment. The other half of this stretch is to go the opposite way. So I'm going to set my wrists up the same way as I was, a little bit more spaced out, okay, and I'm going to rotate them inward this time so that my fingertips can touch. Okay. Can you go all the way around? Probably not. It's not the intention here. But what you're going to feel is a really, really nice stretch not only in your forearms, but in your rotator cuff as well. Yes! So many people have issues with that area. So this is going to give it a nice conditioning stretch. Release some of the stress and the pressure and the stiffness that we have. And I'm going to do a couple of breaths with this one too. Okay, so in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and now I'm going to turn my wrists back the way they were slowly to come out of the stretch slowly. Again, if you're not used to doing these stretches, you do not want to be getting out of these very quickly, okay? That could cause your muscles to just kind of seize up and tense up, especially if you're dehydrated too. That's going to make that problem even so much more easily to have happen. Okay, the last stretch that I'm going to go over with you today, I don't need a wall for it, but this is a really, really good stretch to kind of counterbalance what we just did. So everything was with the arms forward. Now we're going to put your arms back, okay? This is also a really good one just for like your flexors and your ulnar nerve, which can really tense up. I was just working with somebody with some issues with that, and I have with students in the past as well. You know, your arms are so far forward all the time. Now we want to work on making them feel better going backwards, okay? Alright, so kind of, yep, I got enough room here. Okay, so you're basically going to pull your arms back, and you're going to do a little rotation in the shoulder to feel a little bit of a stretch. Again, this is a releasing stretch. This is not a range of motion stretch. This is to release stress, stiffness, and tension. Okay? Do a couple of breaths. This one might get tiring. So in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Come out of it slowly. Oh yeah, that feels real good. Okay, we have one more stretch for today. So I'm going to bring my arms back again. Now I rotated inward first. It doesn't really matter unless you have a preference. I'm going to rotate them outward next. So see how my fingers are kind of starting to flare back a little bit? That's an outward rotation with my shoulders. Okay, I'm going to come away from the wall a little bit more. Okay, here we go. Last one. Okay, I'm going to come back and rotate out and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. If you can go one more, go ahead. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Rotate back to natural. Bring your arms down to your side and shake it out. How does that feel? I know my arms, my shoulders feel pretty incredible right now. I did an upper body workout earlier, and normally I would have followed that with stretching, but I didn't today because I knew I wanted to do this video for you all. So now I'm feeling that release I was really looking for. Alright, any questions, give me a holler, and stay tuned for the next episode. I think I'll be doing the next one in 1 week from now, okay? Alright, enjoy the rest of your Monday. Thanks.